Your childhood money habits were mostly locked in before you could tie your shoes. And today, we're going through 6 specific signs that reveal exactly how deep that programming goes. Some of these will feel uncomfortably familiar. That's the point. You can't change a pattern you've never actually named. Here's the mechanism behind all 6 of these. By around age 7, most children have already formed their core beliefs about money. Not through lessons, but through thousands of tiny observed moments. A flinch at the grocery register, a hushed argument about bills, a parent who never once mentioned money at all, which teaches its own lesson. That money is something you don't discuss, even when it's clearly affecting the household. None of it was formal instruction, but all of it became your money mindset origin, quietly installed years before you earned a single dollar yourself. Sign 1. You feel guilty spending on yourself, even when you can easily afford it. This usually traces back to a household where spending on extras was treated as selfish or irresponsible, often because money was genuinely tight. The scarcity was real once. The guilt outlived it. Sign 2. You either avoid checking your bank balance completely, or you check it compulsively, multiple times a day. Both are opposite expressions of the same root. Financial habits formed in childhood around uncertainty. If money felt unpredictable growing up, your adult brain either copes by disengaging entirely because looking felt dangerous, or by hypervigilance because not looking once meant a nasty surprise. Sign 3. You struggle to negotiate for yourself, whether that's a salary, a raise, or even a price at a market where haggling is normal. This often comes from growing up in a household where asking for more in any form was framed as greedy or ungrateful. The specific words used, "we don't ask for things like that," become an internalized rule that has nothing to do with your actual value in a negotiation, and everything to do with a script installed decades earlier, one that fires automatically before you've even consciously decided how to respond. Sign 4. You feel a disproportionate wave of anxiety over small financial mistakes. A late fee, a slightly overdrawn account, an accidental subscription charge you forgot to cancel. If a small money mistake as a kid triggered a large emotional reaction from an adult around you, a sharp tone, a lecture that lasted far longer than the mistake warranted, your nervous system may still treat small financial errors as catastrophic today, even though the actual stakes are completely different now. The panic is often about the memory of the reaction, not the dollar amount in front of you. Sign 5. You have a specific object, brand, or purchase that gives you an outsized feeling of comfort or achievement, something that seems to matter more than its price tag would suggest. This is usually tied to money programming around scarcity. If a specific item was out of reach as a child, the shoes everyone else had, the vacation you never took, the brand name that would have made you feel like you fit in, buying it, or something like it, as an adult can trigger a wave of emotional relief that has very little to do with the item itself and everything to do with closing an old gap that's been sitting open for a very long time. Sign 6. You either overgive financially, even when it strains you, or you're unusually guarded about sharing money information, even with people close to you. Both often trace back to how money and love intersected early on, whether generosity was how affection got expressed in your household, or whether money was a source of control and conflict that taught you to keep your numbers private as a form of protection. Now here's the important part. None of these 6 signs are life sentences. They're patterns, and patterns that were learned can be examined, and patterns that get examined start to lose their automatic grip. The goal isn't to blame the household you grew up in. Most parents were simply passing along their own inherited money mindset origin, often without any awareness they were doing it at all, because it was passed to them the exact same way, one generation deep after another. The goal is just to notice, clearly and without judgment, which of these 6 is actually running in your own life right now. If you recognize 2 or 3 of these in yourself, you're not unusual. Most people find at least a couple that land uncomfortably close. What's useful is picking just one and asking a simple question. Where did this actually start? You don't need a full therapeutic breakthrough in one sitting. You just need enough awareness to notice the pattern the next time it shows up, Because noticing it in real time is what starts to loosen its grip, the same way it works with any other automatic habit. Drop a comment with the number of the sign that hit closest to home, 1 through 6, because it tells me exactly which of these to unpack in more depth in a future video. And I promise you won't be the only one who recognized it. Your childhood money habits were installed long before you had any say in the matter, by people who were usually just passing along their own inherited patterns without realizing it. That's not an excuse to stay stuck in them forever. It's the starting point for actually changing them, because a pattern you can name is a pattern you can eventually rewrite. This channel is going to keep digging into exactly how that rewiring works, one pattern at a time, starting next with where these earliest money memories actually come from, and what to do once you've found yours. Hit subscribe so you catch it.